just just felt like I should give you a quick video other than just the last one. So here is my recommendations for less well-known furry literature. Other than the last book, these stories have no anthropomorphic, as in the animals are not walking on their hind legs living in a human-like society. The first one I got a little while ago. Excuse me. It's The City Jungle by Felix Salten, the author who created the original Bambi novel. This is a very interesting story. Very depressing at the end. Excuse me, I have to pick something up. There are several named characters and many species that are mentioned, but don't even have any lines, like the one chapter where the zookeeper is walking throughout the zoo, taking note of every species that lives there. And even though I am a pro-zoo, I believe zoos are necessary for preserving endangered species. Considering Felix Salten was writing at the very early 20th century when he wrote The City Jungle, I am going to say for his time his complaints were legitimate about zoos. One Amazon reviewer said if Felix Salten was alive today, he would probably approve of the improvements we've made to our zoos. Next book, The Midnight Zoo by Sonia Hartnett. This almost looks like it could be a Tim Burton or Coraline-esque story, just the way the book cover is drawn. It's similar to The City Jungle, but leans slightly more towards magical realism. The time is set in World War II, and 3 Roma children, an older boy, a younger boy, and a baby girl come across a zoo, and the animals start talking to them. It's hard to tell if it's more or less depressing than The City Jungle. At the end of The City Jungle, most of the characters are alive, almost all of them, some of them are dead. But there's a very big implication that every character, children and animal, is dead by the story's end, but they're in the afterlife where they're all going to be happy for the rest of the time. But yeah, spoilers. Don't care about spoiler warnings. But yeah. Like I said, reading the story felt like it could be an animated feature similar to Coraline or Paranorman. I'm sad I haven't seen either of those. I've just seen the trailers for them. But I like Midnight Zoo because it has the humans and the animals talking to each other, where in The City Jungle, the animals were talking to other animals, but there clearly was a language barrier between them and the humans. I think the only thing more depressing than those last 2 stories was Dr. Rat. This is a library book and will be returned very shortly. William Cotswinkle, who some of you may know better as the author of the Walter the Farting Dog series. That is quite a... At least he can do happy stuff as well as depressing stuff. This was written in the 1970s, and I'm going to give him something of a pass on his inaccuracies. He's fairly accurate on his complaints of whaling, big game hunting, maybe zoos. I think at that time zoos were starting to get a little bit better, but on the main subject, vivisection, he does what Richard Adams does in The Plague Dogs and portrays vivisection as just cruelty for the sake of cruelty. All the scientists are sadists doing it because they're into it or something, and that's clearly not the actual case. I don't think that was the case in the 70s, but I'm willing to give him what I call the doobie clause. And it is, I would like to say, this is in the so bad it's good territory. Yes, it is soppy and sentimental, and Dr. Rat's Groucho Marx-like commentary is kind of hard to read, the grossness of the animals' tortures, but it is, like many things in the 70s, its campiness is something to treasure in and of itself. And finally, the one story with the morphic animals as opposed to naturalistic animals, Autumnlands, Tooth and Claw. I don't know what else there is to say about this stuff that hasn't been said before, other than I really like the use of odd species. The narrator is a bull terrier, not the most common breed of dog. The wizardess who starts all of this is a warthog. The antagonist is an owl, while his daughter is a different kind of owl. There are some creatures I'm not even sure what they are. I can recognize most of them. I think you can see a walrus, a bear, and a goat. I love Goodfoot the coyote. Like, I really can imagine her just having like a classic Annie Oakley voice if they ever make an animated series out of this. And that's just some stuff for you to chew on, furry fans. That's my recommendations. Maybe I'll do another video of furry literature to recommend, and see you later.